in the set. Make a quarter.
The DA, I know that he working.
Oh, he working.
Now it's 3 in the morning. I'm thinking about hitting this lick. I know what y'all thinking, I'm bogus. I supposed to be home with a bitch.
Yeah, nigga. Fuck everybody, fuck everything, nigga.
What's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21. I've been going through the paranoia, so I always gotta keep a gun down. That's the world we living now, yeah.
Yourself. Is the game rigged? Is there even a chance? Let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
That little bitch up on my line already hit my jack like 4 times. I can't let little mama you fine, but I'm about my hunters, you just a dime. I can't waste no time, no time. I got that drip that stick like slime. You shouldn't be my girl, my wife. Little bitch, you watch your mind. I'm about to blow like a goddamn mind. I'll post my moves, moving songs like a mind. I can put a bitch spicy like lime. You niggas ain't hot, washed up and dry. Couldn't be me even if you tried. And you did a couple times, motherfucker, don't lie. A lot of niggas say then they can't, oh lord, shoot that, don't need this fuck out.
Young Dolph, King Von, MO3, Michael Jackson, Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, Drakeo the Ruler, Aaliyah, Prince. What do all of these artists have in common? Even more so, ask yourself, why did most of these artists reach their demise early, you know? I am a spiritual person, and I believe that a lot of what the good book says is true. I believe in a lot of religious texts. And one of my main issues is we used to live for hundreds of years, right? And we done got ourselves so consciously effed up that now niggas is dying at 50, 70. At least that's what it used to be. It seems like people don't even make it to my age. And me being in Chicago is definitely a graduation every day you walk outside. Man, you never know. People now, you ain't even gotta leave outside. You could be sitting in your crib and something go down. So when you ask yourself, when you get the money and you get the resources to take yourself out of an environment like that, you're supposed to feel more safe, right? How is it that these people die so easily, so often, so frequent, so crazily? Now, there are a lot of different conspiracies and theories out there on what may actually be going down with these artists and why they reach their demise so often and so quickly in their careers. Some people believe that these insurance policies are the reason that these things happen. Other people believe that it really has something to do with the death clause that they sign. And if you're not familiar with what a death clause is, I inserted a little info right there. But basically, put it this way. If I was to sign to your label right now, you know we have to write down paperwork and we have to sign documentation. Some of these documents will now also entail that you need to have a beneficiary if you were to unfortunately pass while working with these people and being signed to these people. So would your family receive the benefit? Does the label receive the benefit? Do you receive the benefit? Like, what happens to your assets after you go? And more time than not, it seems like these new rappers, their insurance policies assigned to the label. Now, a lot of people are hella successful, you know? MJ had one of the most outstanding careers, period. Nipsey Hussle came and dominated the game really silently, and it blew up even more so after he passed. You got names like Juice WRLD and King Von that's been dominating the game since they came in it. You got Dolph, XXXTentacion, people who both suffer from street controversy and industry controversy. You gotta ask yourself, you need to start asking these people, ask these label owners, what are these policies that they actually have attached to these artists? There's a lot of theories out there on the internet. Some people believe in the death clause when they sign these contracts, when they're signing to these labels or signing these contractual agreements to work with these companies, that their beneficiary usually is actually the label owners instead of it being their family, instead of their estate going to their family, friends, or even themselves. You know, some people choose to not to donate their money or let their money go anywhere else other than to the grave with them. But all of these people, no matter how successful they were, no matter how much money and resources they had access to, it could not save them from reaching an early demise. And it just never sat right with me. First of all, I grew up on Prince. I grew up on MJ. I got to meet Nipsey over the phone thanks to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Juice WRLD was a homie from this area. We watch these people and we're so proud of them, and we just imagine what their careers are going to be like in the future. And just like Tupac, who also was a part of this label that I'll speak on, these people tend to get eliminated, assassinated, You know what Wayne said. You know what they say? When you're great, it ain't murder, it's assassinate. I like to start with the fact that, as I said, being from Chicago, you see a lot of violence. A lot of people had to choose the straight route or the gang route just to provide money for themselves and for their family and loved ones. A lot of people had to drop out of high school and stuff early, which is why you find areas like in Chicago or St. Louis or LA, Compton, anywhere where the trenches are. You see a lot of people celebrating the success of graduating high school, and most people think, oh, we'll make it into college is the real achievement. Yeah, well, guess what? Some of us don't live even long enough to get to college. You got 6-year-olds out here getting killed, bro. You got old ladies getting ran down on out here in Chicago. This is not a game. So I know anybody that's in the area like mine, that they going through the same stuff and they can agree. So we was built on that, you know. Our music represented our struggle. It was an art because it was a representation of what we were going through eternally and didn't have a way to speak on it because nobody wanted to hear it. But now we got it now. We got it on lock and we've been had it on lock. But unfortunately, some people didn't have it that easy. Artists like NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, Tupac even. All of these artists and groups, they experience immense hatred from a lot of people. Eminem was saying a lot of his songs that he wouldn't play this shit on the radio. The type of stuff that he was talking about might have been real and relatable, but it wasn't marketable. And that's the point. I watch shows like Rhythm and Flow, hosted by Cardi B, T.I., and Chance the Rapper, and as much as I love Cardi, as much as I love Chance, and as much as I love T.I., I watch stuff like that, and I'm like, y'all were looking for people who you can build on and make money off of, not people who will come in the game and actually change it. Is hip-hop really about the culture anymore, or is it about the dollar? When something becomes like corporate, even like the Black Lives Matter movement, we'll speak on that in a different video, or maybe even Juneteenth, they take these things and they commercialize it. So who is it about? Is it us? Is it still ours, or is it theirs? For real, y'all drop in the comments what y'all think. Remember the name of Empire Records. Empire Records, unfortunately, has caught a lot of flack on the radio because a lot of these artists that I've named had attachments to Empire Records and Sony Records. It's actually only a couple music groups in the industry that actually dominate the industry and break down the top labels when you really think about it. That's Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group. Then you got EMI and stuff under it, but you have to understand that a lot of these ties, a lot of these connections go to the same people. It's really a circle of the same niggas. So these people be signing their lives over to these individuals, trusting that they're gonna handle it because they had all of these successful people behind them. But guess what? It's always been about the bag. It's always been about the money when it comes to America. That's why a lot of people get in trouble now when they speak up on, who run this stuff for real. But we ain't gonna say no names. They ain't gonna cancel me.
Stop it. Get some help.
No cap. It seems like majority of the time these artists become more famous after they pass than they were when they're alive. That's what makes me wonder how much these insurance policies really be having on them. MJ made a whopping $275 million for Sony after he passed. And guess who had control of that money? Guess who that stuff was going to? It's a crazy situation when you think that someone can pass and their family still have to fight for their assets because these labels want the money so bad that some of these contracts entail that if the person unfortunately passes while working with these companies, that whatever projects that they had, the money will be accumulated for whatever money is made after that and has to go back to the label. Like, where's the heart? Where's the humanity? Where's the consciousness? Like, we are in a different place as people, bro. Some people have tried to speak out on this. A lot of people on the internet definitely have broke it down to a certain extent. A young and healthy lawyer even wrote about it, but unfortunately that young woman passed randomly, mysteriously. So all I'm saying is you gotta pay attention to the game. You gotta know what game we're seeing it, man. We've been playing games since kids. And right now they trying to play us like we kids. This stuff ain't no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. Everything is in divine order. It's just our free will changes the future. And some of these people don't realize the choices that they're making. But the choice you can make is make the right one. Don't get left in the dust. But this has been Folk Guy Hano. That's all I got for y'all. And that's what make sure you go ahead and like, share, comment, and bang that subscribe button. I love y'all. And we stay pushing that P over here. That positivity, prosperity, and that peace. Peace, guys. I say.